Alex at deliciousknowledge.com, and today I want to show you how to make gnocchi. So what I've done already is cook 3 large baking potatoes at 400 degrees for about an hour until they're really soft. Let them cool, and then I use my ricer to place them into my bowl. Now, if you don't have a ricer, you can mash your potatoes pretty fine, but I definitely recommend, if you make gnocchi pretty often, to invest in a ricer. Not only can you use it to make this dish, but you can also use it to make some of the best mashed potatoes and, of course, tomato sauce. So, 3 potatoes in here, nice and fine. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 cup all-purpose flour, and I season this with a little bit of dried oregano, dried basil, a pinch of salt, and a pinch of freshly grated nutmeg. So I'm going to toss this here into my potato mixture, and I'm going to start with half at first. I'm just using a wooden spoon to stir and combine. You can also use your hands, and you can see it's coming together pretty quickly. Okay, so the potatoes are so finely mashed that all we're doing is just kind of quickly stirring them until they come together and form a dough. I'm going to add the rest of my flour. Okay, and then combine until that dough forms. So now I'm going to take my dough, and I'm just going to place it onto a sheet of plastic. You can sort of form the dough into a little log. I'm going to place it right here, and then just roll it up, and then stick it in the fridge to cool and to set for about 30 minutes or so, and then we will take it out and then form our gnocchi dough. Okay, so I just got our dough out of the oven, and I cut it into 4 equal parts. I just lightly floured a workbench, and now I'm going to roll it out into logs. So just using 1 or 2 hands, just gently roll until a log forms about 1 inch thick. Yep, so I'm just rolling using the palms of my hands, so starting at the center and then sort of pressing the dough out until it comes into a nice little log, and then any place it's thick, just sort of roll out a little bit more. Alright, and it looks good. So now I have all my logs here. So I'm going to start just by taking a lightly floured knife and then cutting about 1 inch thick. So, you know, it's homemade pasta, it doesn't have to be perfect. But about 1 inch is good. And then sort of putting those off to the side. And if your knife gets sticky, again, just sort of lightly flour it a little bit and then cut through the dough. Now, I know there's a ton of different ways to make the gnocchi, but I use this way. It's super old. You just use your fingers and your forefinger. You can use a knife or a finger if you want to, but I think this is the easiest and just as quick. So all you're going to do is take your fingers, okay, pull the gnocchi towards you, and then flip over. So I'm making a small little crevice there for the sauce to get into, and same thing, I'm going to press in the center, pull it down, and then flip over. And then pull down, flip over, pull down, flip over, and then do this for all the gnocchi. And then set aside while you make the rest. So cutting and then making the crevice. So as you can see, I'm just finishing up the last little bit of my gnocchi. And you know, I know this might seem like a really elaborate dinner, but hopefully you've seen that it's not. You know, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to prepare the dough and to cool it, but it doesn't take that much time to prep the individual pieces. And the other nice thing is that it freezes really, really well. So you don't want to cook any pieces that you're not going to use. If you decide that you want to, you know, double the batch, triple the batch, that's fine. Cut them, roll them, place them just like this into the freezer until they freeze. Then place in a plastic baggie, and then when you're ready to use them, you can just pop them in some boiling water, and ta-da, you have homemade pasta on a weeknight. So, you know, again, don't be concerned if your gnocchi don't look uniform in size. We call that rustic. You know, it looks really nice, it looks homemade, your guests will be so impressed that you made homemade gnocchi, and again, it's pretty easy to do.